Hello everyone, welcome to Money Chess Kids. Today I'll show the game played by Zaur and Evgeny, and this beautiful game complete in only 22 moves. And let's see how the game play. The game starts with the pawn to e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and knight to c3, knight f6, then bishop to e2, bishop to b4, and after this the white play knight to d5, and this knight is attacking back the bishop, and here the bishop go back to c5 and maintaining the attack of the pawn at gf2. So this is the first 5 move, and you can see that the white has an edge, and the game continue with the pawn to c2, then the knight e takes e4, taking the pawn at e4, and with this the white continue to move away the king from the center by castling, short castling, and now the black also go for the short castling, and after this the white continue to attack with the pawn to d4 and attack the bishop. Then the e takes d4 and c takes d4, and after this the bishop back to e7, then the rook to e1, trying to control the e file, and now the knight to f6, and this is the first 10 move, and you can see that the position is equal even though the white lost the pawn, but the position for the white will be slightly better with more activity. And the game continue with the knight capture the bishop, x takes e7, then the knight capture back, knight takes e7, and after this the bishop to g5 continue to maintain the pressure and attack the black, and now the knight to g6 and allow the queen to recapture back if the bishop capture the knight, and after this the bishop goes to d3 to keep on attack the knight, and also attack the pawn at h7, and after this h6 was played, and now the bishop takes g6, and at this position there is another suggestion that you can play is bishop to b3 and pinning the king, and with this the bishop can capture the knight as the pawn is being pinned and cannot capture back. So in actual game bishop takes the knight, and after this the pawn takes the bishop, and this is become the position is equal in the game. Then the white continue to play a queen to b3 and check the king, and after this is allow the black to develop the pawn to the center d5, and here is the first 15 move, and you can see that the position become equal for both sides. And now the game continue with the white capture the knight to go for the action, and here the rook capture back, rook takes f6, and after this the rook goes to e5 trying to win a pawn at d5, and here the black protect with the c6 pawn, and after this the rook a to e1 to double up the rook and allow the rook to check the king at e8 and win the queen. So rook a to e1 was played, and at this position the best way to prevent this will be rook to f8, and this will prevent the rook to goes to e8 and fork the king and the queen. So in the actual game, the black move the king to h7, and this will be a slightly bad move, as this gives the white the advantage to move the rook to the rank 8 and attack the queen, and also the rook can control the file at h8, and also if the queen move away, the rook will be pinning the bishop, and the bishop cannot move, as the bishop move away, the rook can capture the free rook at a8. Therefore rook e8, and here the white has a strong compensation, and this will keeping the black busy to play. And in the actual game, queen d6 was played, and now the white continued to bring up another rook into the action, and now the rook able to pin the king. And now the black must prevent the white to keep on the attack to the e5. And in the actual game, b6 was played, and after this the queen moved to e3, and you bring another piece into the action, and now the white want to win with the queen takes the pawn and have a brilliant sacrifice of the queen. So in the actual game, after queen to e3, the black play a c5, and without notice that there will be a checkmate in 2. I give a couple of seconds to figure out how the white continued to play and win in 2. Well, congratulations for those who found the answer, and for those who like to enjoy the show, here are the brilliant moves that the white play and sacrifice the queen. In the actual game, the queen capture the pawn at h6 and check the king, and this pawn cannot take the queen as it's being pinned by the rook. So queen takes h6, and this is one of the great moves, and with this the black resign the game. And if the game to continue, the only way to black can do to prevent the check is to capture the queen. Have the rook to h8, and it will be a checkmate. So back to the position of queen to e3. One of the possible way to play will be g5, and after the g5, then the white can storm with the h pawn and attack the pawn, and also the knight can capture and the queen can capture. So if you play the h4 pawn, and if you black capture the pawn, then the knight will capture back to bring more of the pieces nearer to the king, and it will be winning for the white. And if you make the example move of like a6 to see what is the idea of the white, then you can notice that the queen can go to d3 and check the king. And with this, there's nothing that can block the check, and only can block with the rook, and knight can just capture it. And if the queen capture it, then you'll be mate in 3. For example, we have the rook to h8 and check the king. Then the queen will capture the queen for the king. Rook to h8 and capture and check the king. And now the king need to capture back the rook, and after this queen capture the free queen, and here any move from the black and the white will be winning, such as bishop to e6, and you have a queen takes the g7 pawn and checkmate the king, and the rook is protecting the queen. And with this, thank you.